7 years ago, I put on my vision board and I had in my journal that I would be getting an Oscar in 2015. Didn't know how. It was a world that was just so far away from me that I visualized myself being there. There was this surreal component.
Nunca he soñado. Ni dormido, ni despierto. Ni siquiera el café tiene efecto sobre mí. Los payas, para, Tocano y Seriano, me dijeron que solo la Yacruna puede ayudarme.
I was in the middle of this incredibly huge river, in the middle of the Amazon. The mountains are around me and you could speak and it would just echo. And in that moment, I sat there in that canoe and I looked around me and I said, everything has led me up to this. My parents, the greatest value I feel, other than just the love, was the ability to let me fall on my ass, that they let me take risks. And if I failed, then they would be there to support me and lift me up. They were my first mentors and to expose me to as many opportunities as they possibly could. I was, I think, 9 years old. My mom said, maybe you should audition for Tom Sawyer. And I was painting the fence and the whole audience started laughing. And I turned around, they started laughing harder, and I shrugged and I turned around and I started painting the fence and they laughed even harder. And I realized in my 9-year-old mind that I had the power of affecting people. I went to Harding Christian University in Arkansas and I spent all my time in the theater, but I was getting a business finance degree. So I made the decision to go to New York. So I didn't have a lot of means, so the first thing I did was got into the HBO Actors Studio. A big piece of advice that I give anybody that moves to LA or moves to New York is, before you do anything, before you get a job and you land inside an actor's studio, because that's gonna be your foundation, that's gonna be your family. Those are my friends to this day. My mentor and acting coach was Edward Morehouse. Phenomenal human being. He said to me one time, just be 100% yourself, because that's what's gonna get you work. I'd written a show called A Noble Exile, where I play 14 characters written by Tennessee Williams. Stanley Kowalski, Valentine Xavier, Blanche Dubois even. But during this time, my father was diagnosed with cancer. All of these characters carried me through it. They gave me strength and they showed me the way. And I said, Dad, I'm doing this show for you. You have to be there. Flash forward a year later, the show is opening. Renee Taylor and Joe Bologna, God bless them, host the evening and introduce the show. And then Dom DeLuise is in the audience and all these people that my dad grew up watching. And they're all watching me do a one-man show. I mean, 120 people were in this 99-seat theater. The only way I was gonna get through this was by trusting, because the second I walked out on that stage, I had nothing else to do but let go. The light on the house came up and it was just still. Standing ovation. I hear Dom DeLuise, bravo, bravo, and just all these people. My dad is 3 rows back. I reach out and I grab his hand. And his face is just whitewashed and pride and understanding. My dad said to me, there's 10 people in the world, maybe 10 people in the world that can do what you just did. And that was all I needed. You don't run away from something, you run to something. 7 years ago, I was in New York and I was doing True West by Sam Shepard. We had sold out audiences, incredible reviews. Yeah, I was struggling, trying to make ends meet. I did a couple other plays, started directing more. I booked a film, Avenged. While I was shooting Avenged, I was working 2 jobs. and then getting ready to go and play Hedwig and the Angry Inch in San Francisco. All of this stuff was going on. I mean, 2 years ago, I was thinking to myself, what am I gonna do? Here I'm approaching the age that I'm approaching and wanting some sort of stability. I can look back on it and know that I was very blessed. My mom would put me in baseball, soccer, karate. I used to teach canoeing and rowing at Boy Scouts. And then you turn around, you're landed in the middle of the Amazon jungle. No matter what you do, trust in the universe.
At the very top of the mountain, no one's ever been there. Certain times in your life, you wonder how in the world you got to where you are, that you visualized it.